That's nothing. What's up, guys? Hey, where's my computer? Oh, shoot. Whatever. Look at the computer today, tonight. What's up? All right. Well, I can be talking about a lot of things, right? But only few matter. Like instincts, right? Like instincts. Hell yeah. Let me see right here, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Doo-doo-doo. Let me get the cables from here. Doo-doo. Mm. Oh, all right, guys. So I've been talking almost like for a few weeks, right? About dating and all that crazy stuff, my life, about being a gigolo and shit like that. Instincts. What is instincts, right? Instincts are the innate biological involuntary patterns of behavior common to a species or humankind. Damn, that's fucking big right there. It's already something embedded in you and us that doesn't matter if we believe it or not. It's going to act on it, even if we ignore it or not. That's big right there, bro. That's big. If that doesn't fucking excite you, I don't know what does, right? After fucking pussy, right? I don't know what does. And coffee, of course. Uh, Caffeine all the way. What do you think about our great president? You guys, you guys need to understand though, right? I know you guys see the flag and you think like, okay, all this. But first of all, you need to understand if I have the flag is because I reside in this country. If I was in another country, I wouldn't have this flag. I'm not that kind of fake lame people who are from another country, okay? And they're in this country and they're waving their flag. If your country's so great, you shouldn't be waving your flag. You should be living in your country, okay? So if I were to be in Russia, Japan, China, I wouldn't have this flag. But because I'm living in America, I have this flag, okay? Even if I don't agree with everything of what's happening, I still have to give that not respect only, but that appreciation that I'm still here in my room and nobody's fucking doing something to me. Even if it does, I'll be prepared, right? But that's the quick answer I can give you guys about that, right? But what do I think about our president, right, Donald Trump? You know what I've learned through the years that sometimes you just don't like a person about how he is, how he talks, his personality, his tone of voice, his choice of words. Basically, That's the key, his choice of words. And you just take it personal and you think that everything he does, it's just wrong, right? I don't know. I'm not there, but so he's trying to de-escalate whatever's going on over there. And I believe that rich people cover their asses, right? I believe to this point that there's no enemies. They're just acting so they can keep the power within their bloodlines. But that's just me. It might be some conspiracy theories, but it's just me. Like I believe a lot of countries they act like they're enemies just to keep the show going, you know? hmm Just to keep the circus, running. But that's just me. But I'm not saying it's 100%. It might be like 60, 50%. And another 50% is really chaos and blah, blah, blah. Right. But other than that, I believe that there's a lot of things going on in a bigger scale because we can understand something in a lower scale, but in a bigger scale, it means something else. Right. And it makes a difference at the end of the day. It makes a difference. Right. We are focusing in how expensive, it's the gas, the groceries, all that, right? But in the bigger scale, they're not focusing on that. They're focusing on something else that we don't fucking know. Okay? That doesn't make us weak or lame. It's just like we're not there. We're not witness about what's going on. I learned that. That if you're not invited to the table, then you don't really know what's going on. I don't care how many books you read. I don't care how many people you met and they're leaking information. If you were not there at the table, you actually have the watered down information. Mm. But that's me, right? What's up? Joe was better than Donald. I mean, I don't know at what, you know, but Donald Trump is just he gets on people's skins, bro. He has a way of communicating with people. It bothers people. It makes them uncomfortable, and they don't like him. They don't like his hair. They don't like how he talks. They don't like his wife, and it just it's just everything that they don't like about him, right? So I don't have an answer for that, but I tell you what though, all we can do is just be prepared as much as we can as individuals, right? Just in case shit hits the fan, we can act, right? And not be frozen, right? That's my experience right there. Right? With Donald Trump, uh, so what will happen after 8 Easter time? I don't think nothing's gonna happen. There's some agreement going on right now about they're gonna cease fire, but there's some news that Iran just hits some country in the Middle East or something. So it's just a show, man. It's a real show though. It's a real. I'm not saying it's fake. It's real. If you talk to the people over there, they're gonna tell you, yeah, I'm hungry. It's been 3 days I haven't ate, right? I had all my family blown up. So I'm not saying it's fake. I'm not saying it, but it's just a show mixed with reality. That's what makes it fucked up, right? We are here in the comfort of our homes, but at the end of the day, our wallets, right, our peace of mind will pay the price. But you know, there's so much that we can just think about our president, bro. We need to start living our lives. Like we can't just depend on that stuff, right? And it seems you will be a good foreign minister. Yeah, I don't know. I might be right. I might be. You shift advice is good. Be prepared. Yes. Yeah. Hello, I'm from India. Oh, hello. How you doing? Okay. From India. Nice. Great country, right? One of the most people with the highest IQ, if not, I think last competitor was from India, right? Especially kids, they have a very high IQ, you know. But with German people, scientists, all that, everybody has his gift. That's what I've learned in life. Everybody has his gift, and it's not about comparing, but it's about coming together and see what's up. I like that. I agree with that. You know. Yeah. Your shit of us is good. Okay, done, right? Is Donald Trump taking any king of drugs or he's out of his mind? No, he's not taking no drugs, guys. Come on. He's not. You need to understand, just like me, but me, I was guilty, right? I'm not saying that I was prosecuted innocently, right? Or in vain. I did 9 years in federal prison because I was doing the wrong thing. I was breaking the law, right? I was messing with narcotics. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I shouldn't be, but I did it. I pay my price. I paid the debt to the courts, to society, and I'm here. But in Donald Trump, it's ex felon. He is an ex convict, right? But I think, in my opinion, because I know the law, not because I'm an attorney, this is because I did time. Okay, so I met a lot of attorneys doing time. I met a lot of Jewish people, Muslim people who knew the law, all right, who had the license revoked by the courts. And because we're all doing time, they will leak information. They will share information that I wouldn't know if I was out here, right? So I think Donald Trump he's not an evil person. I guarantee you that he's not evil. He's not. I know people are gonna say you're full of shit. He's not evil. I don't know. It's something inside me that he's not evil, right? He might be like quick temper. He's just short temper. I mean, he's impulsive, right? He doesn't like to be like, I don't know, like triggered when people say, I'm gonna do this, and that's his, if you can say his weakness or his downfall about being in power, that you're easily triggered. And that's the thing. Like when you're in politics, you have to have a very cool head, right? Cool head. You cannot just like give in into some threat, right? Some comment. You can't. You have to keep your very cold. But it's not easy, right? It's not easy. I come from that environment. It's not easy, right? Jail, yeah, yeah. Well, not jail, prison. It's very different. Jail and prison is very different. You know. Can any bill about impeachment of president pass in Congress? It can. It can be passed by Congress, but at the end of the day, if he refused to take out, and he has his own people, military, so at the end of the day, it's not about following the Constitution. We all know that. At the end of the day, everybody talks about it's unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional. You're gonna repeat that for thousands of years, and nothing's gonna happen, right? Abraham Lincoln said it very clearly, right? Abraham Lincoln said it clearly, right? When corruption, I'm not gonna repeat his words because I don't remember, right? But something like this, that when corruption in the White House, in the Congress, in the Senate, right, it's taking over. The only thing is left is to overthrow the government. Okay, so at the end of the day, they can impeach him and that, but if he doesn't want to get out because he has people who supports him, he's not gonna get out. What are you gonna do if he has the military on his side? It doesn't matter how much the Congress or the Senate, the House of Representatives, the lawmakers, everybody in suit and tie and tuxedos. It doesn't matter how much they want him out. With 1,000% proof that he needs to be impeached and thrown out to jail. If he has the military and a lot of people in politics on his side, there's nothing you not can do. You can't do. You cannot do unless you willing to overthrow the government, and that's like violence. Other than that, it's not happening, But that's my opinion and my knowledge, right? And my own personal, right? Yeah, but yeah, Magdalena Narcissus said, "You dumb flug." What? Yeah, are you an officer or a lawyer? You know, like I said, guys, I'm neither one, but I did time with both, right? So I rubbed elbows with both, right? I did. I did rub elbows with both. I did time with high profile people, terrorists, doctors, surgeons, polit- politicians, right? People who were extradited from different countries. Like you guys know, United States of America has jurisdiction to a lot of countries, but at the end of the day, he has jurisdictions. USA has jurisdiction to all the world. Look what happened to Venezuela. There's no jurisdiction, right? Written in law and paper, United States has no jurisdiction, zero, not even 1.1 or zero point 0.5. It has zero jurisdiction with Venezuela. And he still went for the president. So that tells you how America operates, right? So at the end of the day, it's not about being constitutional or not. And I want to follow the Constitution, but people don't. So you have to be prepared when people don't follow the Constitution. What are you going to do, right? You're following the laws, the rules, but there's always somebody who's not going to follow the rules and not get in trouble. And this is what triggers people. So what are you going to do, right? Well, there's a reason why a lot of presidents said, right? When that's happening, the only thing it's left is to overthrow the government. And who's going to do it? And how it's going to happen? So that it's not an easy task, right? It's easy to say, but to, coordinate it, you know, to follow up, mhm, it's a different thing, right? So you did a little bit of everything. I did, right? The jurisdiction, it's power. It is power. But like I said, like United States doesn't have jurisdiction to every country in the world. But when you're a superpower, that doesn't matter. Okay? That doesn't matter. You still do your moves, even though in paper you don't have jurisdiction. In the courts, you will figure out how to label it or how to put it in words to make it seem that you didn't kidnap that person, right? So they're the people, they're not stupid. They know the law. You don't have jurisdiction, but you still gonna go with and get that person, right? And there's gonna be a way that you're gonna process it once you get to the USA grounds, USA land, right? So you can present and represent a case to the courts, right? And this is what a case begins. All right, welcome to America. Everybody knows that America offers you the American dream, but they don't know that with American dream comes the American nightmare. All right? Aren't you the OC fighter? What's his name? What? Nah. I have some martial arts background, but I'm not UFC fighter. Right. Right, or Navy is jurisdiction. We're like Debo from the movie Friday. That's my bike. Yeah, they operate like that. That's why the one of the symbols, like the Marines, they have the globe, the anchor on top. You know, it's subliminal. That's the word, subliminal. Like other countries will say, well, United States, America doesn't have jurisdiction to come to our country. But once you see the symbol that the eagle is standing on top of the globe with an anchor, then there's your answer, right? So it's very powerful how the United States of America operates, bro. I mean, it's just magnificent, very broad and bizarre sometimes because a lot of times you will think it's just like something off, but it's not. It's just like it's just words, labels, hmm letters. Uh, Party, what's up? Is it true that Iran accepted the ceasefire deal? Missiles are still flying towards Israel. Don't know what to believe anymore. Of course. So this is what Iran is doing back to United States of America, right, and to Israel. If you remember a few months ago when they were negotiating, in the middle of negotiating, okay, they were coming to an agreement, and United States and Israel decided, you know, to bomb Iran. And this is what they're doing now, right? And like I said, there's a lot of moves that are being done at the same time. People want to answer like, okay, is it this or that? It's everything. You guys need to understand, in war, it's not one thing, all right? Or this. It's everything. Okay? And what's the key word in this? Simultaneously. What is simultaneously? Everything happening at the same time. Okay, which one has more credit than the other one? It doesn't matter which one has more credit than the other one. It's happening at the same time, and everything's gonna be lost because everything's happening at the same time, right? you know, bro has a breath. Yes, I do. What's up? United States of Israel. Yes, to a certain extent. All right. I actually believe that, I actually believe that, I don't know, it might be instinct, intuition, a hunch, but I believe that Donald Trump, he's tired of Israel, but he's not going to say it, right? So he's doing all these things, and he knows that all these rockets and ballistic, whatever it's Iran is shooting, right, to everywhere in the Middle East. Nothing is hitting the United States unless it's the base, right? Military base around in the Middle East. But he knows that, well, of course, like everybody know what they signed for, right? So he knows that at the end of the day, the answer that he can give is like patriotism, right? He was being a patriot. So politics is a dirty game, guys. It's a dirty game, and at the end of the day, it's not all lies, it's truth. And when people say about fuck United States of America, come on, like it's just like it's it's not all negative or positive. It's all mixed. That's why people are just going confused and crazy. Right? And the more you want to find the truth, the more confused you are. It's not about finding the truth. It's about, this is what happens when war is engaged. A lot of shit is happening. And there's a window that opens for anything. That's the thing, right? The reason I'm saying is because I was incarcerated, right? A lot of times, like, people plan, police plan to do this. And when shit hits the fan, there's always a window when there's an opportunity, when things are not going according to plan. And this is where, if you don't panic and you have raw observation, okay, and trained and training, then you can engage in that window, okay? And then you can influence what's happening, because there's always a window that opens in everything. There's always a window that opens, right? And this is what's happening right now, right? You know, I think we as people overestimate politicians. We think that they know everything, and they look at us like, God, you guys really think very high about us, right? I think overestimating people is just as dangerous as underestimated, right? Politicians are just people. They do the best, but when they're engaged in war or in something like this, we think like they knew everything. They didn't. They didn't. When shit hits the fan, there's always a window of something to not go according to plan. Always. It's a law. There's always the law of exception. There's something, it's not going to go according to plan. Okay? But politicians, this is what gets people triggered, because politicians, they have a cold head, a cool head and they don't lose composure. Okay. And then you see like these motherfuckers are so fucking calm and smooth talkers. Yeah. They're trained for this, right? They're trained for that. And I think this is why a lot of people we get triggered or people get triggered because they're so calm about talking about the fucking casualties and people dying and shit like they're eating a sandwich. But this is how they have to talk though. They cannot panic in front of the people. You guys need to understand that shit, right? Right? Of course, Trump is this type of every country is suffering because Donald Trump. See, guys, you guys blaming Donald Trump of everything, you know, and he has some guilt, of course, just like everybody has, like me, everybody, right? No one is talking Donald Trump seriously. No one is taking seriously. Yeah, I like Interpol a lot. My favorite band, Interpol. Interpol is it's an agency too, right? But yeah, guys, like I was saying, so they made a deal to cease fire, and a lot of people, well, they're still firing, right? Okay, but you guys need to see and read the contract, the agreement. Okay, it's just like when you have a watch. Okay, when is it the ninth of a month? When is it the third of a month? Okay, 12 hours, and then it hits 12 p.m., 12 a.m., then it's the next day. So seconds, minutes. So you need to understand when is the ceasefire gonna cease fire. Mhm. They say 2 weeks of ceasefire, but when? When is it that deadline when that fucking shit stops and starts the ceasefire? Right? We don't know. They don't show the contract. They don't show 1 minute. Okay, and even if they don't do it, okay, it might be a strategy. I don't fucking know. That's a strategy to disarm the other country. Of peace is just it's just messy, all right? Messy. Mhm. But that shouldn't stop you for living, right? Appreciating the moment that you're here. Mhm. That should be something, excited that you're paying attention to what's happening, right? That's another thing. People think, well, but I want Biden instead of Donald Trump. Yeah, it's easy to say that I want him instead of that. Everything comes with weaknesses and strengths, right? Just like the saying, you want the roses, get used to the thorns, shit like that, right? I know it's an old saying, but something like that. But yeah, guys, I don't hate the president. I don't know. I don't know. I know there's a lot of things are gonna take place, right? This fake invasion of aliens. I think they're gonna introduce the AI robots, so they're preparing people because people when they're in a roller coaster up and down, this is when they are more vulnerable to accept things, all right? Because they don't want high prices, they don't want war, they don't want deaths. So you are going to accept something more easier when there's chaos than when there's order. That's a fact, right? It's Taco Tuesday again, yeah. Taco. I ate fucking 5 tacos early in the morning. Fuck yeah. Even though here they're fucking lame as fuck. Arizona doesn't know nothing about food. Nothing but Chicago, bro. Chicago, best food ever in the world, right? Imagine when Kim Jong UN calls the US as a terrorist country. Imagine when Kim Jong Cause yeah, I know. Yeah, that's true. Hello from Sydney, Australia. What's up? Damn, all the way from there. That's good. You cause a lot. I mean, a little bit, guys. I'm not trying to be, a bad example, but like I said before, I don't believe in morals, right? It makes people be to become a moron, right? I don't believe you have to cuss and everything. I think that's you will have an issue if you have to cuss with everything. But I believe if you don't cuss, something wrong with you, especially if you're a man. If you're a woman, you shouldn't be cussing unless they're your kids. You know, if they're if you have kids, then you have to cuss. Because I have five kids, I know what it is. All right. Oh shit, that's crazy. I know. Yeah, but yeah, yeah. It's just crazy, man. Just crazy. Donald Trump and like, I don't know. Like all my family hates them. They hate him. They just hate Donald Trump. But when I ask them why, they don't know. They just say it's just his hair because he's white. He has blonde hair. And I'm like, but that's not enough to hate somebody. Probably for some people, right? I just like I don't. I for me just to fucking have somebody blonde hair and somebody who speaks their mind, I'm not gonna hate them. I might disagree, uh, big time, 90% of the time, but I'm not gonna hate them. But it's just me. It's just me where I come from. Right? Yeah. You're defending president, but that's fine. I'm not defending him. I'm not defending him, guys. I know a lot of people say like he should send his son to war, right? Well, you need to understand if you're already 17, it's your own decision, right? Right? It's your own decision to go there. You shouldn't have your dad or your mother tell you you have to go to war, right? I think that's not genuine, legit, you know. So if he wants to go to war, and if Donald Trump, his dad, will be right imposing, will be like stopping him, then there will be an issue, right? But somehow we haven't heard that Barron, whatever his son is, he hasn't enrolled in the military. But if he does in the future, and if his parents stop him from doing that, then there will be an issue. But at the end of the day, it's his decision if he wants to go or not, right? That's my view. Holy crap, you have offspring? That's nuts. I do. I have five, right? I have five offspring. I do. Yeah. Are you related to Henry Cejudo? Who's that? Henry Cejudo? I don't know who's that, bro. Like, it's called a draft when Uncle Sam makes you, AK Trump. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's right. But well, that's different. No, no, that's different. When you are like you're being drafted, it's different when you want to enroll on your own behalf, right? Like anybody, like somebody can go tomorrow, like my son. He's 18 years old. He can go tomorrow and say, you know what? I want to enroll in the military. He's not being drafted. He's going because he wants to be. So then he has to submit to a test, all that, all that, you know the process, right? I think draft is like involuntary. Like it's like you will have a letter, regardless who you are, if you're a citizen, and you have to, enroll because you're being drafted, right? If you're being drafted, it means it's your turn. You have to. Right? That I mean, that's how I know. I don't really know exactly what's going on because he had changed the rules. I think that it was 38, 39 years old to get enrolled in the military. I think he changed it to 42 years old now. Yeah, because he's been changing a lot of things in the military. You guys need to understand that he's been changing a lot of things. So it's not about like 10 years ago, right? So he's been changing and adjusting a lot of things. So a lot of things that I don't know because he's been adjusting a lot of things, right? President action related to media, Supreme Court, other countries is not justified. I understand. I understand. But if you guys want to talk about courts, you guys need to understand that the Jewish influence has been from years in here. So it's has nothing to do with Donald Trump, right? If you're talking about federal courts, right, including some states, right, that's straight Jewish, okay, blueprint right there. Mhm. You have the guy in a black robe, right? So yeah, it's too deep, right, to go through what's the country really is, what it is. It's just we never gonna finish, man. We can be here for fucking days talking about shit, and one thing will lead to another thing and another thing, and it will be just like it will not be boring, but it will be tiring though, draining, right? Because we'll be talking here for fucking days about shit, right? Sometimes I what the fuck? This guy's a real philosopher. What's up, transgender? Transgender. Oh shit, we have transgender. Yeah, thanks to Israel, supports that shit. Sounds like a libtard, whatever. But yeah, that's what's up. I've been talking about a lot of things. You guys, you guys fucking hooked me on politics tonight, huh? You Israeli? I'm not. I'm not. I was born in Chicago, Illinois, but my parents were Mexican, right? But Mexico, it's it's the result of many races, right? We have Arabic people, Middle East people, and as far as I can go, one of my family members did some genealogy, whatever, and we have some Iranian blood in us, right? Matter of fact, my grandfather's last name was Reza, so there you go. I'm not Israeli, but I have some Middle East people bloodline in me. Yeah. But yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, you guys got me today into politics. I was not fucking trying to talk about politics at all. Right? But I think it's a good thing to know about politics. People say that politics is about the devil. It's not. Actually not. Right? Actually not. But we're not gonna go to religion because this I'm not here for that. I'm not gonna talk about religion, now that garbage. But yeah, this is our country for now, and a lot of things are going on that we disagree. But at the end of the day, you still have freedom to choose how you want to live where you at. Okay, that's the thing. That's the beauty of it. Okay, that's the beauty, right? You're not Iranian or Persian. Sounds cooler, but it's the same thing. You're not Iranian or Persian. Sounds cooler, but it's the same thing. But it's the same. Yeah, well, I'm not saying I'm Iranian. I'm saying that my grandfather, his last name was Reza. And it's just like it's history. You guys need to understand that in when Cold War, World War I, World War II, a lot of countries were neutral. Mexico was one of them. He was receiving a lot of people from all over the world. Germans, fucking Lebanese, fucking people from everywhere, right? Everywhere. You know, everybody got mixed and boom, here we are. That's what's up. What does that even mean? You guys are bored, right? You guys stop talking about fucking politics. You're gonna be talking about fucking dating hoes, right? We're gonna fucking change the fucking subject about fucking dating hoes, huh? Modern day in Iran is actually Persia, like the Prince of Persia. Yeah, but even Iran and Persia, it's mixed, bro. It's mixed. Everybody's mixed. Even if you see a white dude with blue eyes, green eyes, everybody is so fucking mixed. It's just like Europe, right? Mhm. How many fucking languages there are in Europe? How many fucking races, fucking different people? they're in Europe. They're all mixed. Even Iran and Persia, okay? Because Persia was conquered, right, by Alexander the Great, okay? And still, they blend together. And this is, after the years, this is why people look like how they look. You guys need to have observation, guys, right? How many times you go to Iranian people and you see a lot of motherfuckers light skin with light eyes? Hmm? Some, how many times you see motherfuckers fucking dark as fuck? Okay, there you go. You know, we're all mixed. It has been mixed. All these DNAs have been blended with each other, but to a certain extent, they have kept the most powerful DNA. This is why how you will see a lot of countries are superpowers because they have, you know, they've been left with the most powerful DNA. And DNA, that's the most powerful thing. Genes beats everything. Thoughts, philosophy, ideology. At the end of the day, genes, DNA will tell you more than philosophy or teachings or ideas, anything, right? At the end of the day, bottom line, in my opinion, I know it's more than my opinion, it's facts, right? Romans did the Persians that too, exactly. Mm-hmm. That too. Yep. We all know this. I know you guys want to argue, but how many times do you go to a fucking country or state and you see motherfuckers curly, blue eyes, the fucking eyelashes fucking all the way up to the fucking eyebrows? It's just fucking insane. We're all fucking mix. Everybody, right? Everybody. Except the obvious race, like black people, right? Even though you say, oh, he's mixed with what? He's still black, right? Unless he's mixed with something else, like a little bit more light skin, right? Or native people, right? But when you have people like Iranians and Russians, how many Russians have fucking dark eyes, dark features, right? Yeah, because Genghis Khan, right? Mongolians, that's why. Right? So yeah, we went to fucking politics to fucking genes. What the fuck is going on here? Autobots active. We have a deception in our vicinity. Decepticon. Turns. Yeah, but like the Prussians were kind of chilling. Why was they fucking with the Prussians? Yeah, but the Prussians were kind of chilling. Why was they fucking with the Prussians? No, the Prussians were not chilling. Not at all. Uh-uh. Matter of fact, there's a book that I bought, and one of the most, I think it was the first registered assassin. Okay, I'm telling you guys, you can fucking look it up. One of the most, the number one assassin. Okay, in record. Okay, was from Iran. I think his name was Hassan something. Okay, it was this book, very old book that I bought, and the the precious thing about these people was their type of engaging in war. It was very different. Okay. You guys want to talk about Iranians and Persia that were chilling people? That were not. They were literally hiring Greek back in the day. Greeks were working for Persians. They were their mercenaries, right? This is where mercenary comes from. You guys need to understand that English, the root word of English sometimes comes from the Greek. Okay. The Greeks were mercenaries working for Iran back in the day, Persia, not the other way around. Okay. Persia has always been a superpower. Okay. It's always been a superpower. Uh, Can't say sentences without curse. Is it a history channel? It's not a history channel because people are asking about Iran, about it was a chilling country. It's not a be a chilling country. Iran likes to start wars. They like so Iran likes people who fight for them. They love that shit. They love it, right? And the Greeks were one of them, okay? Because they will pay, okay? Mm? Back in the day, Persians will pay. That's why a lot of Greek soldiers, mercenaries, will work for Persia because they will pay. Persia, they love that, right? Back in the day, they knew that strategy that let people fight for you, right? Mhm. This is one of the reasons I think Donald Trump is being whispered to his ear. Look, these people may appear like they're dumb, like they are not civilized, but they have a very sophisticated brain, okay, when it comes to fighting, okay? When it comes to war strategies, they're the most sophisticated motherfuckers, okay? They disguise, they do a lot of things that we don't fucking know, okay? They're always improvising, okay? Always. So I thought that was very curious. I mean, that was interesting about Iran. But yeah, I'm gone. All right, guys. Boom. How long have you been a history teacher, bro? I haven't to this day right now. Theodora said, hi, what's up? Mhm. Thank you guys for the support, right? Thank you guys for the support. So, are we going to talk about women or what, right? Are we going to talk about what's up with the hose or no? Hmm? You guys know that it's always in war when women get scared and they come back to their feminine energy. People don't like to talk about this stuff, right? And let me tell you a little bit something about me. I already told you guys I did time in federal prison, and all I have time is for reading books. Okay. So it was very interesting how women work, though. See, women, and this is going to be the last thing, right? Because I'm sleepy too. I fucking did my burpees and I need to burpees. I need to do burpees tomorrow too. So here's the thing with women. We're gonna fucking change this fucking politics bullshit. Here's the thing with women, guys. See, a lot of guys, young guys, are not getting laid, right? They might be, bitter, sad, complaining, whining about why most women want other men but them, right? But every time when there's a real war, not some fucking PlayStation dumb stuff, a real war like this one, but it prolongs to more time where men are dying. See, women are wired to know when the species are going to extinct. Hmm? Listen, young guys. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up with this. I know I went from fucking politics to fucking Donald Trump to I don't know where, right? But it's okay. Woman, when there's war, it's curious. I read it, books after books, and it's so fucking crazy because like, it makes sense. It makes sense. See, women start coming back to the feminine when they see shit hitting the fan. All right. So when men say, well, we don't want war, well, that's okay. I don't want war either. I don't want that stuff. But when you guys are not liking the modern times, the way of living of today, where women are so liberal, have so many rights, okay? Almost every single motherfucking bitch is already enrolled, subscribed to OnlyFans. So men are like, what are we gonna do? Right? So then war comes and they're complaining, but they don't know that war it's gonna give you back the nature of woman. Okay? Woman only comes back to their nature when shit is hitting the fan. When they know that men are going to die. This is when women say, you know what? This is not gonna happen. Okay. And this is when they realize that we need to get with men, regardless if they're fat, ugly, short, poor, it doesn't matter. Because in woman's brain, the only thing it's wired is to conserve and pass the species to the future generations. Okay? So anybody who's been pessimistic, bitter, and complaining and being negative and trying to be optimistic that war only brings disaster and debt to the country, that's garbage. Okay? That is totally garbage. War, okay, brings more than dead men in the ground, in the field. War brings more than debt, financial crisis. War brings back something the young men, including myself, need in woman: appreciation of man's presence. But you know why women don't understand that? Because men are not engaging in nothing. When I say they're not engaging in nothing, I'm not fucking saying fucking going to the gym and flexing like a gay motherfucker in front of the mirror. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when men are not engaging in war, in something that they can lose their life, women are not interested. Okay. So this is just for the people who think that war brings only negative. It's not true. War always brings positive too, but you're focusing on the negative. Okay. War, crisis brings women back to their nature to appreciate men, right? I don't want war, but I do understand what war means, right? But all right, guys, I'm gonna let you guys sleep. True, yeah, it is true. What's up? We'll have some people here still. Still want to hear me talk, right? All right, guys. True. So nobody wants war. Of course not. Nobody wants war. Okay, I don't want war. I repeat it again, right? But it's absurd, all right, to say that war doesn't bring nothing good. It does. It does. Mhm. It does. It's even in the Bible, and I'm not religious. It's even in the Bible, right? When men start dying, women start panicking. I'm going to repeat it again. When men start dying, women start panicking, right? Don't fool yourself, guys. Women are very good at disguising that they don't need men because all this garbage about OnlyFans and careers and all these rights given by the government. Okay. But once men are starting to evaporate, to fade away, women cannot handle it. It's inevitable because it's embedded in their biology. they start panicking. Okay? Because they know they hold the power to pass on your genes. Okay? They know because it's wire in them. Okay? That there are the ones who are responsible to, okay, preserve the species on this planet. Okay? And who else comes from that? Where does that seed come from? From men. All right. So there's always the other side that we're not looking when there's chaos because we are panicking. Okay. And we're not looking straight and clearly of what really is going on both sides. Okay. Mhm. I'm just got tired of saying, listening to people that war, it's all losses. It's not losses. Hell no. Mm-mm. Never. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope. You lose in war. You win something, but nobody wants to talk about it. Mm. You always win something too, but nobody wants to talk about it. Got it. Dang. Yeah. Why is it that nobody wants to talk about it though? Mhm. Because it's not the conventional model. It's not what's trending, right? They want to talk about the red pill and the blue pill and stuff like that, right? Stuff, but it's just stuff that doesn't matter. It matters as entertainment, but it doesn't matter in the long run if you want to make a decision to better yourself and better your city and your family. Right? If you really care about why young people are depressed and bitter and with no girlfriends, why everybody's deciding to go to the gym and fucking isolate themselves in their fucking bedroom in an apartment. What the fuck is that? Right? You're going to the gym. Now you have more testosterone, right? And you go into your room to isolate yourself. What are you doing there? Get the fuck out of here. I don't believe in that crap. I don't. I don't believe in that crap. I believe that prostitution should be legal in America, right? Why am I saying that? Well, pornography is already legal, right? So if pornography is already legal, why isn't prostitution legal? I said it before. Because prostitution, IRS, it's not grabbing taxes from there, right? But United States of America should learn from other countries. Prostitution is legal and they pay their taxes, right? And people are happier. Why are they happier? Because they're having sex every day, even if they're not having it free, right? You have an ugly fucker who's not getting laid, but then he goes to this fucking city because it's legal in this country, just like in Mexico. There's literally cities, right? Legally, where you have fucking roads and streets of prostitution. Motherfuckers go get laid. 20, 40, fucking $50. Boom. Happy, right? He's not chasing no woman no more, right? United States of America knows this shit. That's why he has pornography. Hmm? Watching other people fucking have sex, really, bro? Hmm? Hmm. But they know that they don't want to pass that law where fucking prostitution is legal. They want to make it seem like it's fucking disgusting. It's just awful, fucking bad for society. But pornography, it's good. OnlyFans is good. When you having fucking hoes, women who are 18, 19, 20 years old, bending over, fucking showing their butthole for fucking $1 million, it's not good, bro. Then you go to fucking Europe or Mexico where prostitution is legal. All you need is fucking 40, 50, $60. You think you're gonna chase bitches? You are not gonna chase bitches. They might call you a loser. Oh, you're paying for sex. Who cares? Hmm? Sex is my biology. Hmm? Mhm. Matter of fact, fuck it. You might fucking pay one time. She might like you. You pay one time and then you fucking next time is free. Next time you're fucking eating tacos or eating fucking something in fucking Europe with her. United States know this shit. They know this fucking fact. This is why prostitution is only fucking legal in fucking Nevada or some fucking little fucking town over there. Hmm? They know if they fucking made this fucking legal, of course, with fucking some rules and fucking some fucking regulations, of course. Bitches will not be fucking running around, okay? Men will not be fucking chasing these fucking little fucking sticking whores. They won't. They will rather fucking pay. They get paid on the fucking check. Guess what? They're fucking going, fucking getting fucking their dick wet over there. Paying 40, 50, 60 bucks, happy. They're not fucking texting no hoe. They're not fucking chasing nothing. Mhm. By this is by design, right? And I don't want no motherfuckers saying, oh, this is fucking disgusting. You are disgusting, motherfucker. Because fucking prostitution is fucking legal in a lot of fucking countries. And you know why it's legal? Because they understand the nature of fucking men. Hmm? But you're fucking telling me that this fucking country, they allow fucking pornography and OnlyFans? Yeah, you know why? Because Uncle Sam is fucking reaching their hand. IRS is getting paid. Hmm? And if they have fucking prostitution, it's hard to get paid. Unless you fucking put some fucking streets or a fucking city where motherfuckers can go, right? It's not that it's fucking nothing shameful. Hmm? I'm getting tired of this shit. Hmm? I'm telling you guys. Hmm? Motherfuckers who know this, who have been in Europe and in Mexico, they know this fucking shit. You're not gonna be fucking begging to your girlfriend for sex. You're gonna say, fuck you, bitch. Right? I got paid fucking six, seven, $800 fucking. I'm gonna go fucking fuck a bitch right now. Boom, 60 bucks, 40 bucks. Come back happy. Now she's chasing you. Mhm. And you're gonna say, fuck you. No, I don't want you, bro. I don't. I'd rather pay fucking 40, 60 bucks and be on fucking on my own. Now I'm happy. Mhm. I'm telling you guys, everything's by design, right? And this is Jewish people. Most pornography comes from Israel, from Jewish people. Mhm. They do. They know this shit. Mhm. Mhm. What's up? I'd rather eat some cornstarch. What's up? Scott's triggered. Yeah, it is true, guys. I'm not talking shit. It is fucking true. I've traveled before. Mhm. I know what I'm talking about. Huh? There's a reason why United States of America hasn't got to that step, hasn't made that step to legalize with regulations prostitution. Right? Mhm. They don't. I guarantee the day, right, they pass that law, that prostitution, they're gonna fucking learn from Europe, the neighbor country from Mexico, South America, when there is literally, it's legal, right? Mhm. They have their medical fields, they have their checkups every month, everything's legit, condoms, everything, right? There's not gonna be motherfuckers depressed, killing themselves, suiciding, all right? And those fucking stinky hoes on OnlyFans, they're gonna start crying and are begging, and now they're gonna fucking start fucking protesting on the fucking streets. Hmm? Prostitution should be illegal. Yeah, whore? Yeah? How do you feel now? Hmm? How do you feel now? You making fucking half a million by bending down and me paying fucking 40 bucks for fucking 2, 3 minutes and feeling happy. Huh? 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 Yep. Shouldn't be legal. Texas. Yeah. Yeah. It's true, bro. It's true. You know, But like I said it before, the American dream comes with the American nightmare. Okay, they both come together. All right, they're not stupid. We are the most smartest country in the world, but we don't want to do certain things because then we change the design, we change the system, and we don't want that, right? But at the end of the day, there's always a solution, but they don't want to implement it because it would change the history. It would change the direction of history. And a lot of times it doesn't suit their agenda. Okay. Because at the end of the day, it's all about agenda. What's their agenda? Hmm? Not what's your agenda, but what's their agenda, right? Like I said, prostitution should be legal, regularized, just like a regular job. Okay. It should be, right? Mhm. It will solve a lot of problems. Mhm. Mhm. It will. I'm going to sleep, guys. I leave you with that. Prostitution should be legal. Pornography should not. Any person sane in their brain, any person who's watching or not watching, whatever it is, okay, who advocates for pornography to be legal, but prostitution shouldn't, it's lame, phony, whack, and he knows it. He knows it. I'm not gonna just leave you. There's too much money in being a. All right, guys. Good night.